about, there's a lot of networks, and it's about a project that we try now, not yet as a network, but we want to get to know how to make a city an active city by using totally new measures and means. I will tell you a little bit about that. This is about us. So we are an innovation company that is the core of that network, and our main approach to innovation in that regard is that we not look at what can we do from today and how can we change things, what ideas do we have, but how do we want the future to be like. First understand that, and then how to get there. So it's more a directed focus for creativity, and we come up with some quite novel solution in that regard. And it's always interesting for us to do things that I've never done before, and especially in the area of sports and physical movement, with also a lot of experience, but mostly we are the innovation guys. That is some of the projects we did in that regard. The Global Ride to Rio was, we needed to make a change, and I put that examples because I hope that they're a little bit stimulating. We needed to make a change, something definite on the global climate conferences. I really get sick and tired if I see those guys sitting there for 2 weeks and then you see a declaration that says nothing definite. So in 2012 we decided, no, we need some definite measures. And one of the main things is to make people cycle more, which is a very important issue wherever you are in the world. It's in the developed world, you have less of a traffic jam, less of exhaust fume, anyway, climate issues. But also in Africa, people get more access to societal activities, so they increase their range of movement, the different types of movement than just walking, and they can produce their own vehicles, so it decreases dependence. So even there, they were all very happy, and we had activities in many parts of the world and some very concrete demands and very nice talks there in Rio. But it's a very difficult thing if it's all about communication and analysis, and it's so little about activity. So what I really want to do here is stimulate activity. That was interesting as an example in Peru. We developed the concept for an new Inca health village, so to set up a village in Inca style, but which itself is only dedicated to movement. So any movement would help irrigate the fields there, or would help build up new buildings or something. So it's all about physical movement. There would be no vela, no internet, no nothing. So it's at the same time a cultural and a physical experience. And we got very close, but then because we already had the ground for setting this up, but then again some bureaucracy killed even the first realization attempt of that. But still the excitement is there, maybe we can hang on of that. That was when we first got to know also the TAFISA people and the IOC, Sport for All, in the context when we were in the World Congress and introducing the innovation idea to there and see what can be done for the future. Urban cycling, and really in that urban cycling I much love the things that are going on in the Netherlands and in Copenhagen. Sometimes I think it's because they don't have a car industry in these countries that they can be much more free and also promoting cycling. But there's so much of innovation to do, and as I said, it's really an important issue for the whole world that the world cycles more. You put movement into your everyday life, into your everyday activities. You don't need extra time. So the movement goes there. When I cycle, I have the very good image that, okay, tonight I can drink 2 beers more because I've cycled. I've put down the calories already up front. And some more, it's not about this, it's about, well, this is the last one I'd like to show you, that because this is my sport, the acrobatics, and we just try to use the city space as an acrobatic space. And with very simple ways and more complicated ways of using every piece of thing there is, and try to use it as for gymnastics and acrobatics. So you explore the city in a new way. And I think it's very interesting if you see the city as a new way. If you see this, whatever was it called in Polish? Schlepa. And as it is a climbing thing, and not only for cleaning carpets. So if you see the city differently, You will have lots of opportunities already, and then the city government, please let us play. I mean, of course, you are this year much on my side, but very often then you see it and you want to play and you're not allowed, forbidden. So this is one opportunity we were seeking. The background or the base of our project, of our Active City Innovation Project, is the internationalization of our sports innovation network, and we have put at the focus bringing joy of movement to the world, explicitly joy of movement. Because I think if we try to understand what is the joy in it, we get many of these. You say 10%, I say it's much more in many places. We rediscover the joy. So it's not I must move, I should move, but no, I have interesting opportunities to move. So the vision is the front-running global innovation network aimed at increased quality of life, making people more happy and healthy by making people move. And also this is very important, we not only have vision and mission, but also a passion that we as a team, and of course this is an invitation for more partners to join, we also love innovation, movement, health and happiness, and that it shows that we live it in our work. I think that's very important, like conferences, like the TAFISA conference. It would always be interesting to see also more movement here, opportunities which we would have if we play more. We have one idea for that I would introduce later. These are the countries, the participating countries, and the partners. So we started with 4 countries. It's more to do, it's sponsored by the German Ministry of Research and Education as an internationalization project. So we were somehow misusing the funds. We said, okay, for us, the focus is on joy of movement and not on technology development in the first place. Technology needs to follow, and it doesn't need to lead. But we are very happy that we could define 3 projects. The Active City Innovation. The wanna go is what you said, the maybe sporter, the wanna go people to understand their life. So I'm much interested in your results actually, so I'd like to grab some of them. But of course, also give something of our results in exchange. And the STEM on the move. For those of you who don't know the word STEM, it's science, technology, engineering, and math. So we develop curricula in schools that you teach those fields by using movement-based modules. So you throw in parabola, for example, and you learn about the centripetal force on the bicycle. And so this makes it more efficient, and it attracts more people from the STEM. That's why the STEM people like it. But also, as a byproduct, you get more movement into schools. This is not sports, but this is STEM, and still you have movement in it. So this is really exciting to get that going. Today's topic is Active City Innovation. I told you already about that project. We like to learn from cases in different countries, and I will just show very few examples of that. So it's kind of learning exchange platform. If people develop something new, try out something new. It's all experimental settings. But also we want to develop a guideline then for cities who say, oh, I'm interested. I also want to use innovation to make my city an active city, so that we can spread this around and that we can have a guide, yeah, for cities and stakeholders. One of the experimental scenario is public dancing, which is we start in a small city in the center of Germany called Siegen. And there we are cooperating with Alteraktiv, elderly active, so to say, it's such a network. And you know that music is a main stimulator, especially for elderly people who love to, that they know dancing from the young ages. And we want just to try if we set up an opportunity for continuous public dancing and have stimulators at certain instances, so showing people how to dance, how to use that. Will that create a sort of self-fulfilling, self-rotating, self-organized public dancing activity? Can we do that? That then people start to say, hey, at that place we can just go dance and let's meet together there, like the people met at those ages. We just want to try this, and we are very happy that this is such an active group of elderly people who also want to help try this out. And we also have made sure that there's an area where it's okay to have music in public space whenever needed. It's a lot of preconditions, but we like to learn from that. The next one is elderly judo. That is a very interesting cooperation we started with Japan. When I went to Japan the first time about the innovation issue, then they said, well, judo is some Japanese legacy, heritage. So it is some physical activity, but it's also to do with spiritual activity. But it's only for young people. So only young people do judo and elderly people do not. And there's two main reasons. The first one is that there's no clubs for elderly people. And the second is that the mats, these tatami you see there, are actually far too hard for elderly people. So if they do some move and fall down, they'll be afraid. So that's why they're just sitting, so you cannot fall much. But you could do more. So we are now collaborating with a German company and say we need mats from you that can be put outdoors at all times, so that they can be self-organized judo at all times, and that are very sturdy, but that are very soft in cushioning, so that also for elderly people they dare to do new exercise. And the Japanese judo school there, they are now developing programs. Now what do elderly do? They don't do the exact kata like the young people, but still they should be offered to be doing something interesting. So that is an instance I like very much to show how also a cross-cultural collaboration can work in that instance. And the third one is bicycle promotion. I don't talk a lot because I talked about the bicycle already. And the bicycle promotion in Germany would not be very innovative, but it will be, or it is currently in South Africa, because there's much of the safety issue that people are afraid in certain regions to drive. So we need to inhabit those areas with the bicycle somehow. And when they are inhabited, they get safe. So when there's more cyclists there, then the cycling gets safe. And so far it's unsafe. Cycles get stolen. There's few people who know about cycling, and there's almost nobody who knows about cycle mechanics. So there's a lot of challenges and a lot of space to really go innovative approaches. But we're aiming at the guideline. As I said, we are also systematic development as an innovation company, going through all the stages. Just briefly, the first stage of innovation is making yourself ready. So we need a readiness for innovation success. Especially we found that we need to convince the decision makers. If we don't have people like you in the city government, it's already half time. We may be very, very innovative, but it's not being accepted. If it's not being accepted by city government, it will not work. We need to understand, and you did such a great job, the target groups in the cities. We need to frame it, we need to know where are the resources from, and we can be very creative to where you get the resources. We have to better understand where in the city we can link our activities. We need to know the motivations, the accessibility, the joy of movement in that places, and also the dynamics. That's something we found out, that there must be a new impulse at times. So some offers are exciting for a while, and in today's world, ever changing, then it gets boring, it's not used anymore. So we need to understand how to create dynamics and more issues, just to make sure that we have that we really hit the target, that we understand all the aspects that are necessary to provide for continuous impulses for movement that work, and also for the dynamics for the different groups that work. And I'm very excited to then, maybe in 2 or 3 years, show you what came out of these projects. Now I'd like to invite the panel. Please come and join me and help me a little bit explain about the ideas that we have, that we are developing, and also about the different aspects that we can use, the different people. Come. Yes. Yes. So 4 here, 2 there. That was the only way we could arrange. So now, Nordi, please come sit here.